What is going on, all you wonderful Search and Destroy fans? My name is HypoChriSy, and I put the D in S&D, and today I'm coming at you with a 15-1 on Turbine over 6 rounds. So it's not the best gameplay, but it kind of fits in with the topic that I want to talk about today. And Turbine's probably my least favourite map on Black Ops 2. I genuinely just don't get on well with the kind of large, open plan, big maps on Call of Duty games, and I think Turbine's been one of my least favourites from the last couple of titles. But nonetheless, this lobby was pretty good. They were playing the game kind of in the way that you're supposed to play it, and there was obviously a few snipers, but not so many trolls, and it made quite a pleasurable experience for a change. Yeah, I said it, that's right, it wasn't particularly that bad compared to the lobbies that I normally get into. But this gun is just an absolute monster, and I would recommend that anyone use it if they haven't already, much like a lot of the assault rifles, but the M8A1 is just so powerful. And I think I kind of have a split decision when it comes to burst fire weapons, in that I think that they should be powerful because they're burst fire, but at the same time I think the M8 probably is a little bit too powerful and could do with some adjustments, because it just, you know, on a good connection, destroys people. It's such a powerful weapon. But I didn't really want to talk too much about the gameplay, but I will say that I've switched up my perks for this game as well. I'm actually using fast hands instead of toughness, and I'm using extreme conditioning and tactical mask as opposed to dexterity, and it works really well on assault rifles. It just has a more kind of quick feel to it and a more mobile feel, because obviously when you use assault rifles it tends to be a little bit more sluggish than when you're using SMG, so that kind of really benefits how I like to play this game. But yeah, my only death comes to a bouncing Betty, sadly, and you'll see that later on, I think in this round actually. But I did duck, but it still killed me because it was positioned at kind of one of those retarded angles which you just can't get away from. But yeah, let's talk about what I wanted to talk about, and that is the rise and fall of assault rifles. And I kind of thought that this was appropriate because the assault rifles have just been patched in Black Ops 2. But I mean, they are now decent rifles, and I think that they haven't been for some time since the game was released. But the power of SMGs has shifted massively over the kind of span of the Call of Duty series, and I think that, you know, if you look back to COD 4, the M4, the G3, the G36, the AK-47, really powerful guns that were favourable choices for any map. And that's a key point for any map. You know, people would use assault rifles because they were just brilliant. Modern Warfare 2 comes along. You've got the UMP that comes to play. It's a very powerful weapon, but still, the TAR-21, the ACR, the SCAR, they tend to be the weapons of choice. And I feel that, you know, people would more often choose assault rifles, you know, aside from obviously a lot of the sniping community, they would choose assault rifles to get their gameplays because they generally just benefited you and helped you win games a lot more than SMGs did. And then you look kind of into Black Ops 1, the theme kind of continued. The AK-47 was again so powerful on guns like the FAMAS, the Galil, super powerful weapons, and again you could use them across any game mode and any map. And the SMGs on Black Ops 1 were certainly really underpowered and really difficult to actually use. You know, I use them now when I go back and play that game just for fun because it makes it more of a challenge, I think. And then Modern Warfare 3 came along, and we saw the rise of weapons like the PP90, the P90, the UMP, the PM9, and all of a sudden these weapons became more popular. I don't want to say more popular, sorry, than the ACR, because the ACR was a hugely powerful weapon and the SCAR was still good. But the SMGs became a lot more favourable. And then Black Ops 2 is here now, and we see a game that is dominated by SMGs. You know, the PDW, the MSMC, the Vector, the Scorpion Evo. These are all really powerful guns, and they actually outgun assault rifles now. And I think that this falls down to probably a large number of small reasons, but the one thing I think this is down to is the map design. I think Call of Duty maps have just really changed over the last couple of games, and I think when you look back to COD 4, the maps are a lot more kind of open. They're more strategic depending on what game modes you're playing. There's a lot more long lines of sight, but there's just less clutter. I think if you look at Modern Warfare 3 maps and Black Ops 2 maps, there's just so much stuff in the way of everything. There's so many head glitches, there's things that can blow up, there's barrels, there's flaming piles of shit, there's cars, there's dumpsters, there's almost everything that people can kind of position themselves behind. And I think ultimately you think that the more head glitches there are, the more people would use assault assault rifles, but what it actually does is it makes the routes more narrow, and it makes the maps more constricted, which favours SMG gameplay. And I think that's why you see now that guns like the MSMC, the MP7, the PDW are just so powerful in Black Ops 2. And I'm glad the assault rifles have been buffed and been adjusted, because for me, I think Call of Duty has always been about using assault rifles. Assault rifles are kind of the staple point of playing multiplayer online. It doesn't suit my playstyle. I've always preferred using SMGs from when I kind of first picked one up. I think that they've always suited how I wanted to play. And you guys know that I like to play the game kind of hard and fast, and SMGs certainly help you do that. But I'm glad that on Black Ops 2 now the assault rifles are getting more attention, and I think the next kind of DLC weapon will be an assault rifle. And if it's not, it certainly should be, because I kind of feel that something needs to mix it up and put these back into power, because they're so much fun to use. And I think if we can kind of reduce the amount of people that are using these popular submachine guns, it will make for a really interesting game. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know why you think assault rifles have kind of become less dominant in Call of Duty games, and why you think SMGs are more popular. I'd be interested to know in the comments, so make sure you guys let me know. And just a quick note about this channel: if you want to subscribe to my own individual channel, the link will be in the description. And please subscribe to TrueSnD. It's a great community search and destroy channel where you can learn a lot about the game and meet some really, really great YouTubers as well. And we do live stream every Saturday now. We're live streaming Search and Destroy from 8 PM GMT every Saturday, so make sure you come follow us on Twitch. The link will be in the description. I'll see you again soon, guys.